My name is Peyton. I'm a retired sergeant with the New Orleans Police Department. I did 30 plus years, and I've been retired for several years. But I saw some of the dysfunction at the criminal sheriff's office. They've combined this year with civil sheriff, which is it's totally different. Civil sheriff and then criminal sheriff are totally different. But most places, most parishes have it combined. But
so to be clear, you're Pat Peyton and you're running for
criminal sheriff.
Criminal sheriff. What is your number?
Number 8.
Number 8. Okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and that'll give you a chance to really get it all out. So you were already starting to go into a little bit about who you are. So you said you're a retired police officer. Tell us a little bit about like who you are, your family life, and what got you here. What's making you run for this office?
I saw the dysfunction, and unfortunately, you see what goes on. We had 9 prisoners escape. We had some deaths in the jail, and I think that's unacceptable. The sheriff has a job. Okay, take in prisoners from law enforcement, accept them, keep them safe from each other, and keep them safe, and then release them in a timely fashion. So if you are arrested on a traffic charge, you may spend 8 or 10 or 12 hours there, and that's just unacceptable. You know, you could be in the holding cell with somebody who's been arrested with a gun or drugs or murder or whatever, and you don't. It's ridiculous to keep somebody in there that long. If a judge calls an ROR, released on recognizance, and says this man's released, this person's released, then they should be released.
Right.
Obviously, if the judge doesn't think that this person shouldn't be, they wouldn't issue the ROR. And then, 2 weeks ago, a lady ran through 2 doors and down the street through an open gate, and they blamed the police officer. We don't have, the New Orleans Police Department, when I say we, because I was one for a very long time, we don't, it's not our job to keep prisoners. Our job is to bring them to the sheriff. And it's his job to keep them safe and keep them in. The public needs to know that their people who have been arrested are being held because they've been arrested. In this particular instance, I think was a domestic violence. She was out for a day and a half, and you know that could lead to a lot more problems. I just don't think Mr. Gusman's a really nice person. I have nothing against him personally. He's a politician. I'm just a cop, and that's basically it.
So let's talk a little about your leadership style, because you believe that with you as sheriff there's some changes that you can make. Tell me a little bit about, and tell our audience about your leadership style. What makes you different? What is your operational style?
Well, I think that first and foremost, I'm not pompous enough to think I know everything that goes on. There's people there that were there and have gone since Mr. Gusman took over that know the insides and outs of that. And I have no problem asking for help at all. I have no future political aspirations. I don't want to be governor or anything like that. And he, you know, he's a politician. And I think that I'll sit on a tier, I'll walk the tier, and people that I have that are supporting me have done that. And they'll go to inmates, what's the problem? Why do we have this section having a problem? Tell us. You know, we'll work it out. Inmates being arrested and being convicted of 2 different things.
Right.
Just because you're arrested doesn't mean you don't deserve all the rights. And that's something I think is just protecting the people you have, protecting the public by keeping the inmates in. And when they're released, that's boom, that's it. But I think that it's not the whole system is broken over there. I really do. That's it. I mean, this is not some type of brain surgery. You take them, you protect them from themselves, and release them when they're ready to be released.
Now, there's a lot of different types of, from officers to intakes to companies that work alongside the sheriff's office.
Right.
How do you ensure equity in how you treat each person or the opportunities being available to all?
Well, you know, the sheriff is not really, and it's one of the few places in the state that is not really open to audit. I will walk in, open the books, the inspector general can come in, city council can come in. If we can think this is where we're not spending money right, that has no, I'll open up the books for any bid, for any contract. And you're talking food, linens, pharmaceuticals. It's a big business. You're housing 2,500 people, feeding them 3 times a day. And I think that the best contract gets the best, the most open bid. But I don't think that, I don't know what it is. Nobody knows. It's amazing how the bid process has been avoided. And I just don't think that's fair. I think, let's go, okay, we can save money here. And I know there's places in the sheriff's office. The sheriff has horses, he's got motorcycles, he has boats. And I think that's something we don't really need. You know, I think it's a, well, once again, I said this the other day to somebody, is that I haven't noticed a moat being dug around the sheriff's office. So we don't need boats. We don't need scuba divers. We need hostage and SWAT, because that is, I'm trained in that. We need that because if the situations in prisons happen. So you need to be trained in that. But as far as motorcycles and horses and putting your name on everything, I think it's just not important. I think that can be cut.
So if there were one single largest initiative that you would like to implement as the sheriff, what would it be?
Well, I'd like to see the books opened. I'd like to see what we're taking in, you and me and the taxpayers. What are we paying for? And quite frankly, if the IG or whoever comes in and says, okay, this, and it looks like it's good, it's good. But I just think there's a lot that we can do. I think that there's a lot of, unanswered questions, put it that way. I'm not saying he's a bad man. I'm just saying that I'd like to see you, me, and the rest of our the taxpayers. This is what we have to do, and that's it. I'm not. This is not a stepping stone for me at all, by any stretch.
All right, you're just here for that purpose. I'm going to give you the last word. If you'll take a look at the camera, I thank you for your time, and just ask the people to vote for you, and we'll wrap it up.
I think that a lot has been said lately about transparency. That's the biggest thing when everyone's, everybody's talking about transparency. Well, we have none there, and I have no problem with opening up everything. And like the Inspector General could come in and look at everything we do, put it out to the people. If they think that we're not spending our money, our taxpayers' money, in a wise fashion, and we're wasting it, let's not do it. And times are tight right now, and everybody knows that. And I'm running a race, and I'm faced with a short term, and a lot of people don't have money, Christmas and whatnot. But I think that it's a simple question. I mean, let's open it up. Everybody look. If it's all clear, it's all clear. If it's not, it's not. I don't think it is.
Thank you very much. If you would, please say your name and what you're running for and your number.
My name is Peyton. My number is number 8. I'm running for Orleans Parish Criminal Sheriff and Civil Sheriff, which they've combined this year.
Right. Thank you very much.